Hi, and thank you for choosing the Brick House. During your stay, there's a few things that you should know. I'm Bridget.
I'm Eric.
And we're gonna show you how to do van life. So, this is the sunroom. As you can see, there's plenty of light.
Ooh.
And there's actually lots of storage up here. There's a bunch of 12-volt thingies.
The auxiliary plug is also over here.
Yes, and there's also one down here and right there. We also have these deep mats for the winter because of the snow, and they work very well. There's also some cup holders here. Ooh, and a cigarette lighter. Please no smoking in the van. And there's storage here, 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 and there. And this is the glove box where we do leave some things for you. This is the optional doorbell.
If you put said doorbell, it's magnetic. And we've written a little ding dong. And it'll ding dong for you.
Yay!
Because you'd be surprised how many times that you cannot hear people outside of the van when they're knocking on it.
Exactly. And so we also have a few tools for you in here that you will probably not use, just in case. There's also a headlamp. That's probably the one thing that you may actually use. We do use a couple cords, leave a couple cords for you, this auxiliary cord and a phone charger, and the hookup for the thingy. Great! There's also overhead storage here, and we leave you this wonderful two-person hammock, wow, and some bags for groceries if you need them. You'll also notice behind me there is a little light right there. You turn it on and it turns on the fairy lights back there.
Very nice.
So let's venture into the bag. I'm gonna take off my boots. Come on back. So as you can see here, you walked by these lovely curtains, which are thermal regulated somehow. And these are hooks that we use to put our sweaters on or whatever. Love above all. And there's this extra hook. This is the heater, and it's wonderful. We'll show you how to use that in a second. We have a broom and a vacuum, and the various attachments are under here. And there is a cord which is
In there.
that is a USB charging. Here's the heater. To operate, it's on right now. So hold it to turn it off. And it's cooling itself down. The fan goes for a little while before it turns off. Wait, it's on. No, I'm gonna turn it on.
It won't.
Oh, it won't go.
It won't turn on yet because it hasn't fully
Okay.
shut down yet.
Well, we'll look at that later. Storage and elastics. And this is a tea cozy. And then we have more storage. Your dishwashing soap, your dishwashing utensils, salt and pepper. This is Himalayan kelp salt, very good for you. Does not taste like kelp. And we have this lovely Lotus hand sanitizer. It's made local and it's really great. for after you go to the bathroom in here if you don't feel like washing your hands. There's also a Thieves all-purpose spray and an extra scrubby. There's also the sink plug, which we never use. We will leave our zesty orange toothpaste in here. It's all natural, so it's okay to sort of go into the gray water and then dump in places. So, sink, these are our paper towels. The sink drains into this tank, which is a gray water tank, and please check it every day, at least check it, and then when it gets to about this level or halfway, start thinking about where you're going to dump it. So this is how we dump it. Cleaning products. We'll see that in a second. I show you. So this part, you want to get in close, honey? We'll spin this off. Oh, there is stuff in it. Perfect! Very carefully take it out. And then find a good place to dump it out. Just open the door. And very important, you take this off. Take this off. I just put this in the sink. Well, probably a little further out, and then pour. So we'll do that later. And if it starts to smell, we have these porta packs. They are environmentally friendly, and it's just one of these little packs. You just plop it in, and it'll smell great. Now I'll just put it back in. Very important. Twist this back on as far as it'll go. Awesome. Then you put this back. Okay, so what we have here is Dawn. We never really use this, only if we really have something greasy. But if something is greasy, we try this first. So baking soda and the dish soap also up there, extra dish soap. Combine the two and hopefully that'll work. We also have this all-purpose cleaner for the mirrors, the everything. So use that, paper towels or a cloth. There's this cloth, and it's just random stuff. This is a mist if you feel like smelling something nice. Extra cleaning things. This is for the dash, to clean the dash, multi-purpose auto cleaner. This is an extra jug, so these get switched out. This is in use. Ooh. We like to have that there for this because we finished it, but then it started to peel off, and we haven't really got around to that yet. So, compost with bags, and plastic recycling, cardboard recycling. Pretty simple. We do also have spices under here. And down here we have this basket, all nice and empty for you, and our stove. So very important to just sort of keep that there when you're driving, and propane just sort of hangs down here. You might have to pull the seat forward. There's extra propane in here, lots and lots of it, and then our stuff that you can use if you want. To use the stove, put this there. This is a wind protector, but it's also a splatter protector. Turn the monoxide, or the monoxide detector on. So, before you even start cooking, sorry, I have a migraine right now, so words are a thing. So here we go. We're opening the vent. We're gonna turn it to 1. Latch here. I'll show you all this in a minute. This is our van later. You can put down a window or open a door to increase airflow. That is ideal, but it's winter right now, so we don't really do that. So yeah, and then bam. Now we can cook. What do we have here to cook with? We have scissors, all your utensils. A sharp knife is in here, so beware. There's also chopsticks. There's some tea that we have left for you, some coffee, and some bags for your loose tea. We have extra tea in here, and tea things and coffee things. And this is your coffee grinder. This is very important if you're a coffee lover. Very important is to hold the bottom. It comes off. Hold the bottom and the top on. The top also comes off. That's where you put the coffee, and then grind. Yeah, also tea. These are for in there. Great. We normally make coffee like this. It's our percolator. Put the coffee in there, put the water in there. We also use it for tea. It's very nice. And then bam, heat it up and you're good to go. We also have some glasses and mugs. Mugs are at the back. And big jars. We will usually leave a candle for you, just for you. Bowls, plates, our cutting board. We also have a big cutting board, but we never really use it. Here you will find a smoothie maker. It is rechargeable. This little guy fits on top of your jars. And all the things you need for kitchen stuff. And some Tupperware, strainer, lids are underneath. And yeah, pots and pans and...
We do find it easier to use these smaller ones just for washing purposes. That big one's really handy to cook in, but it can be a bit of a pain to wash.
And this is where extra dish towels and stuff will be. We need to put more in there. And then these are also pretty great for storing your food. And this little tiny pan for funsies. And in here, this is our liquor cabinet where we have our little shot glasses and our beer, what are these called?
Like snap rings? So reusable 6-pack rings.
Yes. Reuse them. Very important when you go to drive, please lock it. Did you get that?
I got it.
Okay. Do you want me to do it again? Okay. We have 2 of these up here, so it's nice and nice looking. This is cooler. In the winter we put snow in this bucket, and in the summer we either get dry ice, which is really nice, or just normal ice to cool the cooler. One day we'll have a fridge. Here is our chair. You can put stuff in it. Very, very handy. And to get into the drawers, you have to push that aside. This is the bathroom. This is the toilet. Do not poop in the toilet. Number ones only, please. There's a little hook here. Do you want to? And this is our paper towel system. This is a straw. And the tube just goes right out the van, so no worries. When you rent the van, you will get your very own funnel that you can use. So you're not using like the funnel that I always use. And then this is where you can put that when it's not in use. Here's the fire extinguisher. And there's more paper, or more toilet paper. And this is a shovel for emergencies. Otherwise, usually you can find somewhere to number 2. In here, you'll notice that all of the drawers have a different lock. And that's because they were all made specially. This is our clothing drawer where we have these separators. And this is another big drawer where we have this thing for your wine, I guess. Make sure you lock them. Moving the cooler slightly, we can get into the bob drawer for pillows. We have these pillows that you can just sort of, they're very, very lovely. Making sure to lock them. And last but not least is the food drawer, where we will leave some things out for you. Feel free to use / consume whatever you want in here. We're just too lazy to take it out. That is that. And our other cupboard has this stick. What? What is this stick? What do you mean? Why do you have a stick? I'll show you. For our table, usually it's only about this much, but if you really want more space, so it just goes like so. And now you have a very sturdy table. There's a little finesse to it. Also in this cupboard, there is the, oh, is this it? This is it, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the inverter switch.
It doesn't make a noise when you turn it off. It only makes a noise when you turn it on.
Oh, okay. We'll figure that out. Oh, I think I just, yeah, there we go. Okay. This is a little USB charging port. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So anything that you have that has a USB is actually 12 volt. So you can save yourself a lot of energy by using that USB charger instead of plugging it into the wall outlet here, which goes through the inverter. So whenever you can, use that guy right there. We find that 95% of our stuff is charged through that instead of through the wall plug there.
Awesome. And this is our light system. So just touch and touch. And it's a dimmer, so you can go, woo. I'll leave it on all the way for now. And yes, it comes out, and that's okay. This is our heater remote. So when you're in bed, you don't want to move, you can just turn it like high, low. I will turn it on actually. Yeah. Just touch. And here is a great opportunity for you to talk more about the heater.
Perfect. All right. So, like Bridget was saying, we have our power, and then we can increase the heat by these arrows here. It's measured in hertz, which is actually in reference to the pump. So you're gonna have to kind of play it by ear to see how strong you want it. If you press the OK button, that's going to cycle you through a couple of views. For example, this right here is the heat inside the unit itself. So when you have it on, it'll usually be anywhere between 120 and 180 degrees Celsius. If we hit it once, that's the ambient temperature in the van right now, a nice 16. Again, what your current hertz are at. This is a big one. So this is really important. Our power system here is all done by solar and battery. At 10, this heater will suddenly shut off. If you know that you're low on power, do yourself a favor and shut this off before it gets to 10. Otherwise, it will suddenly shut off, and it's not good for the system, and it's a little smelly as well, unfortunately. You will see this fluctuate a lot, but you can cross-reference this number with the number on the USB charger. And don't worry about the settings button. This is your error message. Now, in the glove box, you'll find the paperwork for this guy. If for whatever reason you get an error message, you can look it up there. 9 times out of 10, it's either you have not enough power or you haven't used the system in a little bit, and so it just needs to start a few times to get the fuel into it. That still doesn't work, you're gonna call us and we'll troubleshoot it with you.
Yay.
That's the heater.
Awesome. Okay, feel me again.
She's a star.
So this is the ukulele. Feel free. And over here we have candles that are battery powered with rechargeable batteries. And they're very nice. They're mood lighting. And they change. Oh, aren't they so pretty?
Yes, honey, they are.
You can even put them all around the van and change their color from this remote. Can you see that? You can't see it, can you?
Can't see it.
Can't see it, okay. Yes, this remote that is stuck here, yeah, you can turn them all off or all on at the same time. Also, lighting options are these fairy lights.
Put it in the other one.
Oh, yeah. Put it in the other one.
Save yourself the power. Put it in that one.
Okay.
Ooh.
So nice.
Moody.
So moody. This is Eric's photo. He is a photographer. This is a nice little photo from Hawaii. And so you can enjoy that as well. Here is your bed. It's very recent. but there is no pillow top on it, so it is a little firm. So if you want to, we do suggest bringing like a memory foam or a pillow top or something.
What size is it?
It's a queen.
Ah,
It's a queen.
very comfy.
It's very spacious. It's very nice.
I am
also-
6'1" and I fit very nicely on this.
Yes, that was one of his conditions of van life. Also, standing up in the van, so nice.
Yes.
We'll have Kleenex, and there's a lot of space down the side here for you to use. The mosquito net. It is removable, but if you are going to remove it, just be very careful because this part might come off with this part. So as you notice, it's sort of open right now. It's like, what? But don't worry. You just have to put it up and it all just sort of claps together.
And then you can relax with the door open
Yes,
when it's nice and warm and not winter.
exactly. When it's really, really buggy, put the bottom underneath the lawn and all the way across. But there are no bugs right now. There's 0 bugs.
The only thing I
So-
see is that it's snowing.
Exactly. So when there's no bugs, you just slap it on the side of the van and it's out of your way.
Marvelous.
It's very nice. So for the door, it's power locked, so it's fine. But if you ever wanted to, lock it manually, that's what this is. So make sure you slow down before you close the door. And one more thing about this is it gets really loud. So if you want to take the battery out, go ahead and take it out. And this is its little home sometimes. Just for when we're cooking and we have the vent open. It's very sensitive, so
We do recommend you use it just in case
Yeah.
when you go to bed and go to sleep.
So I'm not going to put it back in right now, but when you put it in, it'll go through all of the alarms, so it'll be very loud. We also have these if you want to hang anything on them. I think that's all.
Shall we go meet in the garage?
Let's go. As you'll notice, there's lots of writing on the sides and back and all over this van. So we'll take that off for sure. But
Welcome to the garage. We have some hooks for your jackets typically. Snow pants in this weather. We have lots of space back here.
wow, yeah, you do.
So, a few things. We have first aid for you in case of emergency. There's lots of stuff in there. We have roadside first aid, also good.
Jumper cables included.
Yep. Some tools for you, just in case. I like to include the tools. Handy dandy little compressor here actually, which is 12 volt. Now this takes a long time for our big tires, but at the same time, still handy to have.
I like to be prepared.
Also some more.
Did you just slip?
I did. It's snowing. Some more wishy-washy fluid. We will always make sure when we give it to you that the tank in the engine bay is full, but
Same
a
with
little bit of extra just in case.
Same with the DEF fluid.
Yes.
We'll always make sure that's topped up.
We won't, unless you're going for a month or more, we won't include a bottle of DEF fluid.
What's that?
This is a sun protector for your windshield.
That will actually be at the front where the broom is. But
Yep. It's winter, so snow removal. And believe it or not, this is also for snow removal. Our solar panels are on the top, so they can get covered in snow. You need
Which
to
they are
be able to
doing
brush them
right
off.
now.
Additionally, legally, when you're driving this van around and a big slab of ice or snow comes off, you're responsible for what happens to that as the driver. So, broom to make your life a little easier. Obviously, big old jugs of water for you. We take these and refill the jugs that are in the kitchen with this, so you have almost about 100 liters of water on board here, which is pretty awesome.
And where do we get our water?
We get our water from Elmville Springs, which is just about 20 minutes away for us. We only have to go there about every 2 weeks, which is great. We're trying to be very, very sparing with our water. If we're out and about, like, fill your water bottle up at Starbucks or something. You know, be really conscious of that, because it's not endless like your house. We have, what else here? Got some storage for you.
Oh, shower.
Bucket.
We will put a bucket in here, but there is all you need for a shower except for a bucket. This is USB chargeable shower head and pump, and there's an extra towel there and the curtain.
Yes. Now, also we have bike rack hooks here. These are fork mounts. Now they're for our mountain bikes. We'll see your particular bike on the day and tell you how we think you should do it.
And make it work.
We also here have an extension cord. This is wrapped around up here for you guys. Now what this is, it is actually basically shore power, and that will charge the battery in the event that you're not getting enough solar energy. Like
right
in
now.
the winter. Now we like to deliver the van to you with as full of a battery as possible, so we will try and make sure that this happens for you. But in the summertime, this is a non-issue because there's 3 panels on the roof and the day is nice and long. Back here, we do have the electrical system. Honestly, just don't mess with it.
Just don't do anything.
If there's a problem that you can't solve up in the living area, give us a call. However, the one thing that I will point out to you, they are these 2 red knobs. So right now we can see that they're pointed to the green, which means they are on and ready. Same here. This is our 12 volt and this is our inverter. In the case of an emergency, shut them off. All right.
I don't know what an emergency looks like, but okay.
Neither do we. But honestly,
oh
you
my
shouldn't.
God, your pants are still up there.
Why would you? Jesus, Bridget. Like, now you have to edit that out.
Or not. Yeah, that's about it. And
the doors only close one way, by the way. Make sure you do it the correct way. Drivers first, passenger second. Make sure you give them, especially the passenger, a little bit of oomph, just to make sure that it's nice and sealed closed.
lovely.
Lovely.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.